Hi guys, welcome back. Recently, there was a news everywhere. It's about one of the biggest Chinese stars becomes target of Beijing's crackdown. Her name is Zhao, and it is everywhere now. She had been suddenly removed from all the shows or films she took part in. She was an actor, a director, a businesswoman, and married to this person, Huang Youlong, who happened to be one of the partners with Jack Ma for a private company. Also, they have early stake in Alibaba Pictures Group, which is a public company listed in Hong Kong. There's no official answer on why the big crackdown on her, but rumors said that it's because of the close link with Jack Ma, the founder of Alibaba. So news like this had drove Baba share price to dip again after it showed a maybe bottom on Monday last week, because investors are getting more and more worried, as it seemed like the government really wants to kind of clear out the power behind the Alibaba group. So the question is, what do you say to China critics who says Baba is doomed due to being punished to death by the CCP? Recently, Zhao owns Alibaba Picture in Hong Kong, got banned, and some say it is due to her close link to Jack Ma, and speculating CCP wants to break down Baba by attacking its associates. Secondly, ARK sold Baba for Tencent, JD, and PDD. Thirdly, HSI trimmed Baba. Seems everyone react to this by selling more and more. Now, this is a question I think that many people would wonder, especially if you compare the recent movement of Baba and JD that is going quite strong. The correction did not drive it down much last week, and also PDD and Tencent. Especially if you compare Baba and JD, because they are the direct competitors. And if the whole e-commerce sector is down, why is JD growing or rebounding much more than Baba? Last week, I had shared the Chinese plan for wealth redistribution for common prosperity. And it is a plan that starts from the province of Zhejiang, home to Alibaba Group. As we know, Alibaba's headquarters is in Hangzhou. It's always been like this, and it had helped the development of the Hangzhou city and Zhejiang province significantly in the past 2 decades. So Zhejiang is famous for Alibaba. And the fact that the wealth redistribution is starting from Zhejiang really makes people wonder and worry how the plan is gonna roll out, how it would affect Alibaba. It's a big question mark, quite mysterious. Looks like all the billionaires there would be in trouble, starting from Jack Ma. That is why a lot of the tech giants have been falling hard in August again, and especially Baba dipped harder than the rest of them. The fear of this wealth redistribution for common prosperity is scaring a lot of investors. No one knows how it's gonna end. People are speculating that this is a cultural revolution 2.0 that is gonna drive the Chinese economy behind again, like what happened during the 60s to 70s. The extreme philosophy about how the wealth should be taken away from the extreme rich, the capitalists, and redistributed to everyone to share the wealth. This is quite scary to think that it would happen again. And I think that is a big part of the reason why a lot of big and famous institutions were selling out the Chinese holdings out loud. Like ARK Invest has sold out all the Pinduoduo, JD.com, Tencent in August and re-enter later. But before they changed their mind and re-entered, she did say that she thinks the China growth would slow down, driven by the government. So I think she also worries that this is gonna turn into a cultural revolution 2.0. But what makes her enter JD.com again by large, and why did JD have a big and strong rebound after that? Now I'll play you the clip and you'll understand. So this is a speech that he gave back in a few years ago about the future of JD, the technology, where it's heading, and he ties it with the government too. Now let's listen. And I'll translate after.
意味着你进一步的缩短你购物的时间。随着我的无人车大规模部署的时候，有一天消费者购物你不需要留任何地址。比如你在北京起飞的飞机起飞之前，你可以在京东下个订单，说我买一瓶香水，你飞到了上海，跟朋友去逛街。其实我们的人工智能 其实能够算到在什么时候，在什么最佳结合点。也可能你跟朋友在茶馆喝茶呢，那无人车悄无声息跑到你身边了，把你的香水给你了，
听起来像个童话一样。
在12年之内全部实现。机器人把你所有工作做了，已经创造巨大的财富了，政府可以分配给所有人，没有穷人和富人，所有公司全部国有化，没有人再为你物质去工作，大部分都是为精神、为感情，去奋斗。
So, what did the founder of JD.com say? Here he said a few things. One, the future of online purchase. He said it's gonna be like this. You don't need to put in your address or information when you put an order. And in fact, you can buy a bottle of perfume before you travel to somewhere. And while you're traveling, the order will get processed. And the robots, the artificial intelligence, would know where you are and would be able to deliver to you promptly. And for example, you are flying from Beijing to Shanghai and you were shopping and went to a tea shop and have a cup of tea with your friend, and their robot would be able to calculate when and where would be the best chance to send you that package. So you might be having tea with your friend and you might just realize the robot is quietly sending you the package you just ordered when you were in Beijing. This would be all done by robots, the AI, with the AI technology. It sounds like a dream and far away, but he said that it would be done within 12 years. And the second thing he said that is that in the future, robot would be doing all the jobs for human, creating all the wealth. This massive amount of wealth would then be distributed by the government. So then in the future, there will be no more difference between the wealth and the poor. So then the last point he said that in the future, all the companies would belong to the government like this. So nobody is working for money. They are all working for dreams and missions and for happiness. So that is the picture he portrayed a few years ago. And this is, wow, I would say 100% aligned with the government's philosophy maybe. So when I saw this, I felt like no wonder, because there is no way or very little chances that JD would be cracked down by the government like this. This is what he truly believed in back a few years ago. So I think it's safe to say that JD is what I would call politically correct. Like it's been screened. It's okay, you can go. You're good, you're safe. It's important to reinforce that the CCP does not want to destroy all companies, but instead, I think the company needs to carry the mission of the country like it's part of the mission for the company. So then the company strategy can be aligned with the government strategy. Dating back to one of the videos I made before about how to invest in Chinese stocks now, the rules to remember. And it is very important to align with government strategy. And I gave example as government strategy, like carbon neutrality for EV, new energy, chip development, and related new technology like artificial intelligence, robotics, One Belt One Road, and brand export to the world. So from number 2 to become number 1, mostly for the technology. So in this case, I think JD also surely passed the test. It is carrying the mission of the country to advance the new technology and even the philosophy of the company or the founder. It is very much aligning with what the government wants to achieve, to have less difference between wealth and poor. Not to mention the wealth being distributed by the government and companies belonging to the government. So, wow, no wonder JD had grown so much. Now, does that mean you need to swap all your Alibaba shares to JD? Let's talk about this. Right now, JD's core is robot AI to revolutionize logistics, and it is very much politically correct. While Jack Ma openly criticized the financial system in China, but I think that is just the tip of the iceberg. The more important reason underneath is that the power behind Alibaba deeply involved the external force. Now, I cannot be more specific about that. If you're interested, you can dig into it yourself. Something to do with the other political group, the Wall Street, the US, etc. So that is, of course, giving more political risk to Baba. No doubt about that. But I think the share price had been pricing all of this from 320 to 150. So I think most of these have been priced in. Could there be more? It could be, but how much more? There's a limit, right? Because I think the government, the CCP's target is to clean up the force, not the business entirely, to wipe off the business entirely. So it really depends on whether they can finish cleaning up the force so we can have a turnaround for this situation, the political risk. Because right now, Baba is also investing a lot in AI, building big into the logistic infrastructure within the country, like third and fourth tier city and international market. That would align with the government strategy as well. We have one of the stocks, BEST, ticker symbol BEST, mainly backed by Alibaba, and right now the core focus is almost at the international market to plan the logistic infrastructure there. On top of that, Alipay is still a very good tool for the rollout of digital yuan. I have addressed this before because it still has the most advanced in the blockchain technology. They have got the most patents. I also think that to roll out the digital yuan, they need the NFT to be a good incentive and attraction, especially among the youth. And I think Alipay right now is doing a lot on NFT. News today says Alibaba is adding smart agriculture to one of their business operations, which I also mentioned a few times, smart agriculture. So you can see that Alibaba is definitely getting more aligning with the government strategy. And also, if you look at Ali Health, it had grown 5.6% on Monday, and yesterday again another 7%. And this is after all the bad news with Alibaba. So if the CCP really wants to destroy Alibaba, why would Ali Health be growing so strong? Much stronger than JD Health and Ping An. So that's why I think the government is trying to clean the force behind it, but not the business itself, in order to make it more politically correct. And it really depends on whether they can succeed to do that and when. And for now, it is true that JD would give more certainty on the political risk, so making it a safer investment, while Baba is more speculative at this stage. And the good news is that even with so much bad news going on during the weekend, the share price did not drop on Monday and in fact grow today. So that is a good sign, which is what I said yesterday when it was just consolidating, and I said it need to close above 162 to show one sign of reversal. And today it had gapped up above to past the 165, so we are at the safer zone now. And you can always set a stop loss again in case it closes the gap again. Now, that's it for today. I hope you find this information helpful, and if you have enjoyed this video, please give me a big like and write me a great comment, and I'll see you in my next video. That's it guys. Hope you can find my videos helpful. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and give me a big like. Thank you.